This is a big rich town. Yeah, I just come from the forest paws. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Listen. Now, the way y'all have been going on TikTok about Donnell being vocally challenged, y'all is saying the mic was not on. Literally, the mic was not on because y'all is saying there was some technical difficulties going on. Now, when the show started, I did see him do this. I did see him do that. So, off top, he was letting y'all know, hey, something going on here. But then some of y'all was saying, regardless of the mic problems, he still wasn't there vocally. Y'all was saying, I done seen Donnell perform live and he just don't have it live. He's a studio singer. Now, I did hear, some little difficulties, but he did have some moments where he was hitting it. Like he was in there. Now, y'all was saying too that Donnell had on a waist trainer. Now, I did see, because when you do have on a waist trainer, it be tight. It has the bones in it, has the wires in it, depending on which one you got. But it be so tight that back fat, like that roll, it hang over, right? So that be the dead giveaway. Some of y'all said it was a back brace because he was in a car accident. I don't know. I don't follow Donnell, so I don't know what had happened. But y'all was pointing that out, and I did see it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if he would have had a looser shirt because it was a bit tight fitting. But I know men with muscles, they like to wear the tight fitted because it shows off their muscles. And at points when he was, working his arms with the mic, certain movements, you could see the definition in his arms. And so I was like, ooh, okay, Donnell. But, however, if it was a little bit looser, that would have been hidden, you know what I'm saying, in the back. But he might not have gave a damn. All right, he might not have gave a damn. Men is different from women. The things that we care about, men don't give a damn about. So, But baby, Donnell came out there all smooth in his white suit, buttoned up, had a little hat on with the red under the brim. I said, okay, all right. And then Joe ass stumbling down the stairs. I said, Joe, it ain't even started yet, Joe. You already about to tumble and fall. Now, he did try and play it off. He tried to do a little foot movement, a little dancey dance. But, he ain't a Chris Brown or Usher or Michael. He couldn't really glide and do all that to play it off. But, I said, Joe, let's not do too much, Joe. Let's not do too much. Now, tell me why I seen this picture right here circulating. I said, I know you can lie. I used to watch Lil Bill back in the day, and I'm gonna look and see if this was a real episode and he did wear this outfit on a Lil Bill cartoon show. I'm gonna look and see if this is real or if y'all just made this up, if y'all just created this little picture of Lil Bill. Because if it's real, Joe, I know your stylist. Now, Joe had a cane for like the first half of his set. Now, I at first was like, well, is he using a cane now? Like, because I don't follow, you know what I'm saying? I don't follow Donnell. I don't follow Joe like that on social media. So I didn't know if he was walking with a cane now. Because, but then he was like dancing with it too. And then he stopped coming out with it. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess that was part of the look. He was trying to give pimp, smooth daddy, cat daddy. I don't know. I don't know. I was like, Joe, that's probably what made your ass trip because you had the damn cane. Now, I had to take some notes, okay? Because honestly, I really only know 2 songs from Donnell. And I didn't realize how many songs Joe had that I knew. I feel like I should know more Donnell songs, but I only knew 2. And those were like the hits. Where I Want to Be and You Know What's Up. I'm like, wow, I don't know none of these. Are these all album cuts? Like, are these not the singles? Like, I don't know. Were they singles? I didn't know a damn thing from Donnell. It started out with Donnell. He opened up the show with In the Hood, and then Joe did Don't Want to Be a Player. As soon as that came on, I started thinking about, I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player. I just crush a lie. Boricua, morena, boricua. But no. It wasn't that. But then later on, he like, all right. Then Joe did Faded Pictures. And I had to look it up. I didn't know Joe was on that with Case. And then I was like, I remember Case. Couldn't we be happily ever after? That's the video he had Beyonce in, right? When she was a little youngin'. I said, oh, I remember Case. What happened to Case? Joe did Ride With You with G-Unit. I said, I remember this. I swear I forgot about that with G-Unit. Ride with you, I wanna groove with you. I said, come on, Joe. Then he did I'm Missing You. I'm sorry, I didn't write down Donnell's songs because I didn't know them. So then Donnell came and he was like, well, you know what? Let me pop my collar real quick. I wrote this hit in 1999. I wrote this 30 years ago for 702. 702, come on out here. Now, I didn't know he wrote that. Now, I know the song by 702. Can we get it together? Get it together. Now, Mila has always had that voice. She could always sing. But the other one, I forgot her name. That part at the end when the song, like the beat, it dropped and it was just them doing like their own vocals. I said, ooh, girl. Joe came with more and more, more and more. And he did come with more and more, okay? He did Stutter, the remix. I can tell you're lying, cause I'm your replying. You stutter. I said, bitch, that was the shit back in the day. Then Donnell said, you know what? I ain't done popping my collar. All right, cause 50 years ago, I wrote this hit right here for Usher. He on tour right now, so I can't have him. Otherwise, I would have brought his ass out on the stage and showed y'all ass. But I got somebody else to do it for. I got my backup singer. Now, I did not like the backup singer at all. His voice was flat. His voice was too deep. They needed a higher pitch. Like, the way he sounded. Every night I think of you. No! The song. Every night I think of you. Don't make me lose my mind. I was like, I did not. Come on, Donnell with the pen. If y'all don't know that Usher song, go look it up. Think of You. Think of You. This was like when Usher first came out. Like, he was around like 16, I guess. Then we had the Big Pun segment. Rest in peace, Big Pun. Joe did Still Not a Player. Where I got my 40, got more than a 40, got more than a. He said, I'm doing this because I want to make you do this. Donnell had a song with Big Pun too, and I forgot about that because when he played it, I was like, oh shit, I remember that. Cause it's so hard. They wanna fuck my wife. They tryna end my life. Cause it's so hard. Then my favorite part of the show, bitch. Joe said, you know what? It's time to turn this bitch up. We been doing all this slow shit, bitch. Let's turn it up. He done brought out 50 Cent. I said, I know you lied, Joe. I know you lied because you already did a G-Unit song. So I would have thought if he would have brought 50 out at that time. But he said, nah. I got something even better. I said, all right. I want to get to know you. I really want you, baby. I want to be your lover. I said, I remember that. You know, I wish like the whole G-Unit could have been there. Lloyd and Buck, because G-Unit was fire. Like, they had some hits, man. They made some good music together. It's just a shame that they couldn't get it together. But I said, all right, Joe, all right. And then they went into Big motherfucking Rich Town. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about Big Rich Town when 50 came out. I really didn't. I was just enjoying, you know what I'm saying? They just love it. Yeah. I just come from the poet's pause. Bright lights, city lights, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. Listen, it's my shit. And I think that's the first time I've ever seen them perform that. I don't think they've performed that. Have they performed that anywhere? I said, that's motherfucking right. Because you had us fucked up. You had us fucked up trying that bullshit back in the day. Gonna try to replace with Trey Songz. I know you fucking lying. Listen. Now, I ain't got nothing against Trey, because Trey got some. I can't help but wait. I can't help but wait. Trey got some good songs, but baby, he wasn't touching Big Bridge Town. And we let 50 know. We let him know loud and clear, because baby, it was back by the next episode. You hear me? Trey, I don't know how much you got paid for that, but thank you for your services. In the words of Shawnee O'Neal, you're no longer needed. Now, he wouldn't be 50 if he didn't troll. Right? So on his way off the stage, 50 gonna turn around and talk about, what you gonna do now? I said, 50, just go. And here comes Donnell. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. 50 talk about, I'm just saying. I said, well, come on, Donnell, what you finna do? And Donnell comes with, I left my baby girl a message that I'm not coming home. I'd rather be alone, 'cause when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I'm trying to leave. She's bringing her heart to me. How could you let this be? I just need time to think where I wanna be. Where I wanna be. Slay little deedly. Love that part. Deedly. All right, now we get into the end, right? That was basically the end. But their last two songs, Donnell's last song was You Know What's Up. Ooh, say what? You know that I like it, babe. Ooh, girl, you know what's up, and you know what I mean. Bitch, this song was ride. Now, I did see, a couple people was upset that he didn't play Left Eye's verse, because I was like, oh, you know what, he could have, because there was a part in the song where he just played the beat, and he was, just doing a little walking back and forth on the stage and dancing. And I'm like, well, this is the perfect spot where Left Eye's verse could have went. If you feel me? I don't know, maybe it was too long, it couldn't fit into the set. So that was Donnell's last song. And then Joe's last song, I wanna know what turns you on, yeah, so I can be all that and more. I said, you know what, that's a good song to end it on. However, tell me if y'all think the way I'm thinking, okay? I think the order that Donnell ended his last two songs should have been swapped. Joe came in with some upbeat songs, right? He had two upbeat songs with 50. After that, Donnell came in with Where I Wanna Be. Slow down, you know what I'm saying? I feel like after Joe did them songs with 50, Donnell should have came in with, ooh, say what? You know what I'm saying? The energies matched. You know what I'm saying? You Know What's Up matched with the upbeat songs that Joe did. And then if he would have put Left Eye's verse in, it would have been perfect. Joe had a rapper. Donnell got a rapper. The energies would have matched. Donnell ended with You Know What's Up, and Joe ended with I Wanna Know. So it's like Joe ended with a slow song. Donnell ended with a hype song. I feel like he should have switched. Donnell should have did You Know What's Up after 50 left. And then he should have ended with Where I Wanna Be. Where I Wanna Be and I Wanna Know. Perfect matchup. Those are like both of their hit songs. Like damn it, Donnell. But nonetheless, I enjoyed the show. It was a good R&B night. I love the chandelier that they had hanging down. The host looked pretty. She had a little, sequin, sparkly, silvery type of dress on. It was nice. Now, when you watch something, right, on YouTube, the algorithm picks up related type of videos. So while I had seen a verses of Anthony Hamilton and Musiq Soulchild from 4 months ago, I said, when that happened? I ain't seen no advertisements for this? And then I looked in the comments and there was a lot of people who said the same thing. Like, when this happened? So I'm glad I wasn't the only one. But did y'all know about that? Did y'all know about Musiq Soulchild and Anthony Hamilton? Because, baby, I went to look at it. Listen, I love Anthony Hamilton, but Musiq Soulchild, there's just something about Musiq Soulchild, baby. I specifically went to see if he did Beautiful, and he did. Girl, don't you know, so beautiful. I want to give all my love to you, girl. Hey, not for tonight, but the rest of your life. I want to be right here by your side. I said, ooh. I said, I hope you didn't bring out the hustle. I'm sorry. Hustle was all right, but I was like, I hope Musiq Soulchild ain't still with the alter ego type of thing, and he wasn't so good. All right, y'all. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, the what? To the end of the video, you must have caught a vibe. Oh, what? I said you must have caught a vibe. Hey. So subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.